Chosen one. Word just got out. They did a DNA test on you to see if you were the rightful heir, and the results came back showing you 100% RA. The revelation shook everything. What was meant to expose you ended up confirming exactly who you are. They wanted proof you didn't belong, but the evidence screamed the opposite, that your spirit carries royal lineage, divine favor, and an inheritance too ancient to deny. Now the ones who doubted you are scrambling, trying to rewrite the story they built around your supposed unworthiness. But the truth can't be hidden anymore. You were chosen long before they ever questioned your place. The bloodline isn't just physical, it's spiritual, and it runs through every victory, every trial, every scar you've endured. You don't chase validation anymore. You are the proof. The throne recognizes its rightful heir. Let me tell you how deep this goes. There was someone in your family who saw you differently. A grandparent who favored you in ways that made others uncomfortable, an elder who left you things in secret, a family member who knew your bloodline carried something powerful. This person recognized you were connected to ancient rulers and spiritual warriors. Your destiny was written on your soul before you could speak. When this person passed, arrangements had been made, but someone intercepted those arrangements, someone who studied you for years, someone who copied how you walked and talked and dressed, someone who thought mimicking you would be enough, almost perfect, almost convincing, but royal frequency cannot be faked. Eventually the cracks showed. When that family member died, a relative moved fast. Your inheritance was taken, money that belonged to you, property with your name on it, resources meant to launch your mission. But here is the twist that proves divine timing. You were not ready then. Years ago you would have wasted it. You had generational curses to break, wounds to heal, lessons to learn about power. The universe held back your blessing because champions need preparation. And chosen one, your training is complete. Now the scrambling has begun because something happened that was never expected. That DNA test was supposed to prove you were not the heir. The confidence was absolute, but science does not lie. Those results showed you carry bloodlines everyone claimed you did not have, lineages everyone said were impossible, ancestry others tried to erase from records, and there were witnesses, people who saw the paper, people who cannot unsee what was revealed. The truth is loose now. Truth does not go back in the box. But this is bigger than one test. There is a painting, an old piece of art that has been hanging in plain sight for decades. Someone is about to look at it with fresh eyes, someone who knows what to look for, because that painting contains proof of your royal lineage, symbols that show bloodlines, faces that prove ancestry, evidence that could not be destroyed because destroying it would have been too obvious. Hiding it in plain sight seemed clever. Nobody would examine it closely, or so the thinking went. But an expert is coming. When the authentication happens and that painting reveals its secrets, the whole conspiracy collapses. Here is what you need to understand about power. Real power does not beg. Real power does not explain itself. Real power just is. You carry that power in your DNA. That is why the test happened. Confirmation was needed about whether you were the real thing. Now everyone knows you are 100%. No questions, no doubts, no loopholes. You are the rightful heir. That knowledge is driving certain people insane because an entire life was built on a lie. Your house has been occupied. Your money has been spent. Your inheritance has been enjoyed. Now the bill is due. Angels filed paperwork in spiritual courts. Your ancestors presented evidence you did not even know existed. Divine lawyers argued your case in dimensions you cannot see. The verdict came back. Guilty on all counts. Fraud, theft, conspiracy. The sentence was handed down before you even knew there was a trial. Divine justice already happened. What you are about to witness in the physical realm is just the execution of a sentence that was decided in heaven. This is not a fight. This is a mop-up operation. Right now, the person who stole from you cannot sleep. Calculations are being made about how much is owed, how serious the consequences might be, how this will be explained to people who looked up to them. Attempts are being made to reach out to you, not because of genuine remorse, because you are needed. A deal is wanted. Accept less than you are owed. Keep this quiet. Let them save face. But you are not saving anyone who tried to drown you. You are not negotiating with thieves. You are not accepting crumbs when you own the bakery. Here is where it gets spiritual. Attacks have been sent through dreams. Have you noticed nightmares where you are being chased? Dreams where you are falling? Sleep that leaves you more tired than when you went to bed? Energy is being drained. The goal is to slow you down, to make you too exhausted to fight. But you are not fighting. You are collecting. There is a difference. Fighting implies equal opponents. You are not equal to the person who stole from you. You are superior in every way that matters. You are just taking back what already belongs to you. Mirrors have been used to spy on you. This sounds unusual, but stay with me. Attempts have been made to access your energy through reflective surfaces, to see what you know, to find out if you discovered the truth yet. If you have felt watched, trust that. If you have covered mirrors at night, that was your spirit protecting you. You can cleanse them with vinegar and intention. You can turn them around. But honestly, let the watching continue. Let your rise be witnessed. Let your glow-up happen in real time. Let the person who bet against you see you step into everything stolen from you. That is a special kind of torture for people who underestimated you. Your motivation was also attacked. Attempts were made to kill your drive, to mess with your confidence, to make you quit your job or abandon your business, because your success exposes fraud. Your authentic light shows how fake others really are. Every step you took forward threatened the lies that were built, so stopping you became the goal. Doubt was planted. You were pushed to become your own worst enemy, but something in you refused to stop. That was your royal blood, recognizing you have a divine assignment. No human can cancel what God ordained. If you recognized yourself in this message, hype this video to guide other chosen ones to this truth. The DNA test you were subjected to was not a random decision. Someone has been watching you rise for a long time, watching you heal wounds that should have destroyed you, watching you build from nothing, noticing doors opening for you that stayed closed for others, and it scared them, because deep down the suspicion was always there that you might be the real heir. Science was needed to prove otherwise. Science proved exactly the opposite. The results came back irrefutable. Your genetic markers match the royal lineage perfectly. The bloodline everyone claimed was severed actually runs strong in your veins. The test was not run just once. Multiple tests were done trying to find different results. Samples were sent to different labs, hoping one would say something different. The methodology was questioned. Retests were demanded, and every single time the answer came back the same. You are the heir. Your DNA does not lie. Your blood remembers what your mind forgot. Your cells carry information from ancestors who ruled kingdoms. No amount of denial changes that scientific fact. Now let me tell you about the legal paperwork others thought was destroyed. When your family member passed and left everything to you, documents were signed, wills were notarized, lawyers witnessed signatures. Somewhere in a filing cabinet or a database or a safe deposit box, those originals still exist. Fake versions might have been created. New documents with different names might have been forged. But the originals are out there. Legal experts know how to find them, how to authenticate old paper, how to verify ink composition, how to match handwriting, how to prove a signature is genuine. There is also something nobody counted on: digital footprints, emails discussing the plan, text messages coordinating the theft, bank transfers that show unusual amounts moving right after the death, credit card statements proving immediate spending of your inheritance, phone records showing calls to lawyers and accountants, security camera footage from banks and offices. All of this exists in servers and databases. Forensic technology can recover deleted files, can trace encrypted messages, can follow money through complex networks. Technology is exposing what was thought hidden forever. The person who stole from you made a critical mistake. Your inheritance was enjoyed publicly. Photos of vacations were posted that could not be afforded on an actual salary. Cars and houses and luxury items were bought that did not match legitimate income. Wealth was bragged about to friends and family, acting like it was earned when everyone who knew better stayed silent. Now all of that evidence is being compiled. Social media posts are being screenshotted. Public records are being pulled. Tax returns are being examined. The lifestyle does not match the legitimate income. That gap tells a story. The timing of when all this is being exposed is perfect. If this came out earlier, you were not ready. The emotional maturity to handle sudden wealth was not there. Your relationship with money had not been healed. Scarcity mindset still controlled you. Impulsive decisions would have been made. Too much might have been given away to people who did not deserve it. Money might have been spent trying to prove something to people whose opinions do not matter. But now you are different. Now you understand value. Now you know your worth. Now you move with wisdom. The universe waited until you learned how to receive, how to steward, how to protect, how to invest, how to say no, how to set boundaries, how to distinguish between people who love you and people who love what you have. These lessons took time. Experiences were required that taught you discernment. Now you have it. Now you are ready. Now you can handle everything that is coming without it destroying you. There is something else about this DNA test that is significant. Markers were revealed that connect you to specific regions, to specific tribes, to specific royal families. Historians who specialize in that region are about to get very interested in your case, because if you carry those markers, then historical records need updating, family trees need correcting, lineage charts need redrawing. Your existence proves that bloodlines thought ended actually continued, that heirs thought dead actually survived, that royal DNA thought lost actually persists. This is bigger than your personal inheritance. This is about correcting historical records. This is about acknowledging bloodlines that were written out of history. This is about recognizing that some families survived despite attempts to erase them. Your DNA is proof that genocides were not complete, that royal lines were not extinguished, that power was not successfully transferred to those who stole it. You are living evidence that the rightful heirs are still here. Now let me talk to you about what happens when the guilty party realizes winning is impossible. Negotiation will be attempted. A settlement will be offered. You will be told to take this amount and a long legal battle can be avoided. It will be framed as a favor, as generosity, as something you should be grateful for. Do not fall for it. That settlement is a fraction of what you are owed. The attempt is to get you to accept less because court means losing everything. Push for full forensic accounting. Demand every penny be traced, every investment, every asset, every account. Money might be hidden in offshore accounts. Assets might be transferred to relatives. Shell companies might have been created to hide wealth, but forensic accountants can find all of it. Money trails can be followed across countries and through corporate structures. Patterns can be identified that prove someone is hiding assets. Courts can force surrender of everything once the fraud is proven. There is also something powerful happening with witnesses who stayed silent. People who knew what happened but were too afraid to speak. Maybe threats were made. Maybe bribes were accepted. Maybe getting involved just seemed too risky. But guilt is heavy. Watching you rise while carrying that secret is eating at them. Some are going to come forward. Some already have. Lawyers are being contacted. Testimony is being provided. Documents kept as insurance are being turned over. Their testimony is corroborating everything the DNA test proved. Think about the psychology of the person who stole from you. Convincing themselves they deserved it more happened first. Then came the story that you would waste it anyway. Then the justification that you were not worthy, but the DNA test destroyed that narrative. Science proved you are exactly who you claim to be. You are not an imposter. You are not confused about your identity. You are not making up stories about your heritage. You are the legitimate heir. That reality is crushing an entire worldview. An identity was built around being the one who won, the one who was smart enough to take what was wanted, the one who got away with it, but victory never happened. Your victory was just delayed. Now comes the facing of facts that everything built was on a foundation of lies. Every relationship formed was based on a false identity. Every achievement claimed was funded by stolen money. When this comes out publicly, everyone will know. Reputation will be destroyed. Legacy will be defined by theft. Nothing can change that. But you need to understand something about royal blood. It is not just about money and property. It is about responsibility. It is about stewardship. It is about using resources to improve lives. Your ancestors who carried this bloodline did not hoard wealth. Infrastructure was built. Systems were created. Communities were protected. Future generations were invested in. Now that responsibility falls to you, you are not just inheriting money, you are inheriting a mission. What are you going to build with this inheritance? What systems are you going to create? What communities are you going to serve? What future are you going to fund? These are the questions that separate heirs from royalty. Anyone can inherit money. Royalty knows how to multiply it while improving the world. You carry DNA from people who understood this. It is in your blood. It is in your instincts. You already know what needs to be done. Now you will have the resources to do it. The painting that proves your lineage contains more than just faces. Symbols are there that experts in heraldry will recognize. Crests that belong to specific families. Colors that represent certain houses. Objects that indicate rank and position. Every detail in that painting was intentional. The artist knew documentation of something important was happening. Future generations might need proof. Truth was painted into that artwork, knowing it would outlast any document that could be destroyed. When experts examine that painting using modern technology, things invisible to the naked eye will be revealed. Underlying sketches that show the artist's original intent. Paint layers that reveal changes made over time. Signatures hidden in unusual places. Dates encoded in the composition. All of this will be documented. All of this will be presented as evidence. All of this will support what the DNA already proved. You are the rightful heir. There is something deeply satisfying about watching liars get exposed by science. DNA cannot be argued with. Genetic markers cannot be debated. Claims of bias or unfairness do not work. Science is objective. Results are results. The results say you are exactly who you claim to be. Every time you were called delusional, the accuser was wrong. Every time you were told you were making things up, lies were being told. Every time your claims about your heritage were mocked, fear was being revealed. Now let me tell you what to do with the rage you might be feeling, because rage is natural when discovering how much was stolen from you, when realizing how unnecessarily you struggled, when understanding how different your life could have been if you had received your inheritance when you were supposed to. That rage is valid, but do not let it consume you. Channel it, use it as fuel, let it power your next moves. Transform it into determination, into focus, into unstoppable momentum. Rage that is channeled properly becomes power. It becomes the energy that makes you wake up early, that makes you study contracts until every clause is understood, that makes you ask questions until real answers are given, that makes you refuse to settle for less than you deserve, that makes you build something so successful that everyone who doubted you has to watch you win. Use that rage. Do not suppress it, but do not let it control you either. You need to prepare for how this changes your family dynamics. Some relatives are going to take your side, some are going to defend the thief, some are going to try to stay neutral, some are going to disappear entirely. You need to be okay with all of that. Family is not just blood. Family is loyalty. Family is integrity. Family is people who celebrate your truth instead of participating in lies about you. The people who stand with you through this are your real family. The people who do not were never really yours to begin with. There will be relatives who knew the truth the whole time, who watched you struggle and said nothing, who saw the inheritance get stolen and stayed silent, who knew you were the rightful heir and let everyone believe otherwise. When this comes out, their exposure happens too. Justifications for their silence will be attempted. Claims that getting involved was not their place will be made. Do not let them off easy. Their silence was complicity. Their neutrality was cowardice. Comfort was chosen over truth. Remember that. But also remember this. You do not need their validation anymore. You do not need admission they were wrong. You do not need apologies from people who do not mean them. You have DNA evidence. You have legal proof. You have scientific confirmation. You have ancestral backing. You have divine approval. Their opinions are irrelevant. Their guilt is their problem. Your inheritance is coming regardless of whether acknowledgement happens or not. I must interrupt this transmission for just a moment. Are you really chosen? Prove it. It's easy to watch videos about chosen ones. It's another thing to put yourself to the test. If you're still here, that means something, but talk is cheap. Real chosen ones take action. That's why I built Destiny Engine. It generates personalized sequences that help you rewire betrayal into transcendence, turn isolation into sacred power, and transform their downfall into your rise. We are using the Dark Elite's own weapons against them, taking their declassified consciousness technology that programmed competition and scarcity and repurposing it to serve divine justice. You put on the headphones, press play, and watch your enemies choke on the rope their own lies created. If you're done consuming and ready to prove you're chosen, start your Destiny Engine for $1 today. Join the Obsidian Inner Order live checks and watch divine justice accelerate in your life. Link in the description. When your children or future descendants want to know their heritage, proof will exist. DNA records will show exactly where they come from. Legal documents will prove the family's royal bloodline. Historical records will include their ancestors' name, your name, restored to its rightful place. You are not just fighting for yourself, you are fighting for everyone who comes after you. You are correcting the family records. You are reclaiming the family name. You are restoring the family honor. Legal teams are being assembled. Investigators are pulling records. Forensic accountants are following money trails. That paper trail thought covered is being uncovered. Every forged document, every fake signature, every bribed official, every witness who stayed silent out of fear, all of it is coming to light. Nothing can stop it. When God says it is time, it is time. When divine justice starts moving, humans just get out of the way or get run over. That old painting is about to be examined by someone who specializes in authenticating historical artwork, someone who can carbon date the materials, someone who can verify the signatures, someone who understands the symbols painted into the background. When the findings are published, confirmation will come of what the DNA test already showed. You are the rightful heir. You come from the bloodline everyone said you did not. You carry the ancestry others tried to erase. Lies were told about everything. Your ancestors are celebrating right now. Every grandparent who died without seeing justice, every forefather who was cheated, every warrior in your bloodline who fought battles you will never know about. Watching this unfold is happening. Rejoicing is happening, because the curse is finally breaking. The cycle is finally ending. You are the one prayed for, the one poured into across the veil, the one protected when you did not know anyone was there. Now comes the watching of you, collecting everything the bloodline is owed. This is generational restoration. This is ancestral vindication. This is destiny manifesting. Protect your energy, but not from a place of fear, from a place of power. You are not a victim hiding from attacks. You are royalty securing your kingdom. Big difference. Cleanse your space, set your boundaries, but do it from a place of authority. This is your domain. You decide who enters. You decide what energy you allow. You decide how this plays out. Terms are not being dictated to you anymore. You are setting the terms. When attempts are made to reach out with fake apologies, see it for what it is: manipulation. Remorse is not for doing it. Remorse is for getting caught. Making it right is not the goal. Making it go away is the goal. But you are not making anything go away. You are bringing everything to light. You are putting it all on the table. You are demanding every penny plus interest, every asset plus appreciation, every opportunity blocked plus the ones you created anyway. You are not negotiating. You are dictating terms. In the coming period, there will be a legal reckoning, court dates, depositions, evidence presentations. The thief will try to settle. An offer will come for a percentage of what you are owed, hoping you will take it and walk away. Do not take it. This is not about the money anymore. This is about the principle. This is about sending a message. This is about making sure this never happens to anyone else. Push for full restitution. Push for punitive damages. Push for public acknowledgement. Make them say your name. Make them admit what was done. Make them pay every penny. The painting will be authenticated. Experts will confirm it shows your royal lineage. Media might pick up the story. Family secrets that were buried for decades will be exposed. People who knew the truth but stayed silent will be implicated. The whole conspiracy will unravel piece by piece. You will stand in the center of it all, not as a victim who finally got justice, as royalty reclaiming the throne. Your inheritance is not just money, it is land, property, assets, investments, things that appreciate over time, things that generate passive income, things that can be passed down to your children and their children. This is generational wealth. This is the foundation of a dynasty. This is what others tried to steal from you, but they could not, because you cannot steal destiny. You can only delay it. The delay is over. Some relationships will change. People who disrespected you will suddenly show respect. Family who ignored you will want to reconnect. Friends who doubted you will claim they always believed. Watch them closely. Notice who was there when you had nothing. Those are your people. Everyone else is just showing up for the harvest. You do not owe them a plate. You were always the heir. The DNA test just confirmed it. The painting just proves it. The legal documents just make it official. But in the spiritual realm, you were always royalty. You were always chosen. You were always destined for this. Others knew it. That is why stopping you was attempted so hard. That is why theft occurred. That is why mimicking happened. Because your power was seen before you could see it yourself. But now you see it too. You feel it. You know it. You carry yourself differently. You speak with authority. You move with confidence. You understand who you are. Once you know who you are, no one can convince you that you are anything less. That is true power, not the money, not the assets, the knowing, the certainty, the unshakable understanding that you are exactly who you are supposed to be. There will be opposition even after you win. The enemy does not quit just because you won one battle. Stay sharp, stay aware, stay protected, but not from a defensive position, from an offensive one. You are not defending what you have, you are expanding what you own. You are not protecting your territory, you are claiming new territory. Big Daddy energy does not play defense, it plays offense, always. You are going to create opportunities that did not exist before, jobs, businesses, investments. You are going to shift the economic landscape of your community. You are going to prove that generational wealth in the right hands changes everything. You are going to show people what is possible when a healed person gets resources, when a conscious person gets capital, when a chosen one gets their inheritance. Think about this for a moment. Everything you went through was training. Every betrayal taught you discernment. Every loss taught you resilience. Every attack taught you warfare. Every dark night taught you faith. You were not suffering randomly. You were being forged, shaped, prepared. Now the preparation is complete. Now the training is over. Now the real work begins. When you walk into that property that was stolen from you, when you step through that door as the legal owner, the energy will shift. Spaces know their true owners. Land recognizes its rightful heirs. The walls will settle, the foundation will strengthen. Everything will align because order is being restored. You will feel it. You will feel the rightness of it, the way everything clicks into place, the way it feels like coming home, even if you have never been there before, because your DNA remembers, your blood knows, your soul recognizes what was always meant to be yours. The inheritance is not just physical assets, it is access. Access to circles you could not enter before, access to investments that require certain minimum amounts, access to opportunities that only come to people with resources, access to lawyers and accountants and advisors who only work with established wealth, access to information that changes how you see money and power and legacy. This access is what others wanted to keep from you, because access creates more access. Opportunity creates more opportunity. Once you got in, thriving was inevitable. But here is what makes your story different from others who inherit wealth. You earned this spiritually before you received it physically. You did the inner work. You healed the poverty consciousness. You broke the generational curses around money. You transformed your relationship with abundance. You proved you could create something from nothing. You demonstrated you could succeed without the inheritance. That is precisely why you are getting it now, because you no longer need it to survive. You need it to multiply, to expand, to fulfill the mission. Now imagine how different your childhood might have been if you had grown up knowing your true heritage, if you had been raised with the resources that belonged to you, if you had attended schools your inheritance could have funded, till you had received training and education and opportunities that your wealth should have provided. But that was stolen from you. Those years cannot be returned, but compensation is coming. Every year of struggle translates into spiritual authority now, or every moment of lack translates into appreciation now. Every experience of injustice translates into wisdom now. The lawyers handling your case are about to become part of your testimony. Evidence is being seen that has never been seen before, DNA tests that prove royal lineage, paintings that authenticate centuries-old claims, documents that show systematic theft, witnesses who confirm conspiracy. A case is being built that will be referenced in legal journals, that will be studied by other lawyers handling inheritance disputes, that will set precedents for how courts handle stolen legacies. Your case matters beyond just you getting your money back. When the thief has to face you in court or in mediation or in any official capacity, watch the body language. Watch how eye contact cannot be held. Watch how confidence crumbles. Watch how lies sound hollow even to the person speaking them. Because the DNA does not lie. Because the evidence is overwhelming. Because facing someone who has divine backing is happening. Facing you alone is not what is happening. Facing you plus your ancestors plus your angels plus the universe itself is what is happening. That is a fight that cannot be won. You do not become like the thief. You do not hoard it. You do not use it to manipulate people. You do not spend it proving you are better than anyone. You use it with purpose, with intention, with strategy. You invest in things that appreciate. You build businesses that employ people. You support causes that matter. You create opportunities for others. You become the kind of heir that makes ancestors proud. Not because you have wealth, because you know what to do with it. The DNA test opened a door that can never be closed again. Scientific evidence is permanent. Your results are stored in databases. Your genetic markers are documented. Future generations can reference this proof. No one can ever again claim you are not the rightful heir. No one can ever again question your lineage. No one can ever again suggest you do not belong. The science settled it. The courts will enforce it. The universe ordained it. Nothing anyone says or does will change those facts. You need to understand that some people will never accept this. Some family members will go to their graves insisting you are not the real heir. Some will create conspiracy theories about how the test was wrong. Some will claim manipulation of results somehow happened. Let them. Their denial does not change reality. Their refusal to accept does not invalidate truth. Their bitterness does not diminish your blessing. Whatever helps them sleep at night is their business. You will be too busy building your empire to care about their delusions. There is something poetic about the fact that a DNA test was demanded, thinking it would prove you wrong. The very thing that exposed the lies was initiated by the liar. The door to their own downfall was opened by their own hands. Protecting stolen inheritance was the goal. Instead, evidence was provided that is needed to take it back. Divine irony, cosmic justice, the universe using their own actions against them. This is how God fights battles on your behalf, by making your enemies defeat themselves. A DNA test was run, thinking proof would come that you were not the heir. Instead, proof came that you are 100%, no doubt, no dispute, no argument. You are the rightful heir. You carry royal blood. You descend from ancient lineages. You are connected to power that spans centuries. Now you get to walk in that. Now you get to operate from that. Now you get to build from that. This is not the end of your story. This is the beginning of you walking in your full authority, the beginning of you operating at your highest frequency, the beginning of you fulfilling the assignment you were sent here to complete. Everything up until now was preparation. Everything from this point forward is manifestation. Everything you survived was training. Everything you are about to receive is reward. Everything you are about to build is legacy. So stand tall. You are not someone who got lucky with an inheritance. You are someone who proved your bloodline scientifically. You are not someone who won a settlement. You are someone who reclaimed what was stolen. You are not just getting money. You are stepping into your birthright. Own it. Walk in it. Become it fully. Because chosen one, this is your time. This is your season. This is your moment. Nothing and no one can take this from you. Not again. Not ever. You are the rightful heir. The DNA proved it. The ancestors confirmed it. The universe ordained it. Now go and live like royalty, because that is exactly what you are.